Hey guys, it's Bridget. Have you ever wondered if you can make a full-time income with embroidery? Well, I do it. It's my full-time income. And today I'm going to share with you the 4 income streams I have to make my business profitable. Hey guys, my name's Bridget. I live in the Midwest. I'm a wife and a mom, and I run a full-time embroidery business as my full-time job. Today I'm going to share with you my 4 income streams that keep my business profitable, along with a bonus at the end, so make sure that you stick around for that. So my first income stream that we're going to talk about is custom orders. As many of you know, when you start an embroidery business, custom orders are kind of at the forefront of your mind. You think, okay, people come to me, they want me to embroider something, and so then I embroider it, and then I send it out the door and I make money, right? I make about 50% of my revenue from custom orders. Part of that is DTF, part of that is embroidery. I set up online stores through my website. Usually I'm working with like local teams, local organizations. Most of the custom orders that I do for that are for not kids on the team. I mean, some of them are, but a lot of them are for parents, like spirit wear, stuff like that. I have done jerseys on occasion. I do not love jerseys, so I try to stay away from them. There are people who actually do jerseys, and so I would prefer to let them keep that, The downfall of custom orders for me is that they are custom and they take a long time. It takes a long time to build the web store. Even if you have templates and this and that, it does take a long time. There's a lot of back and forth. You're constantly asking people, is this good for you? Do you need changes? So if you're one of those people that really enjoys customer service, then custom orders might be good for you. For me, I enjoy customer service. However, I prefer designing and producing more than I enjoy customer service. Number 1 revenue income stream, also my highest revenue income stream from 2025 was custom orders, DTF and embroidery. So number 2, Etsy. Now, okay, so much controversy over Etsy this year. Controversy over Etsy this year. They've gone through a lot of changes. They've had ups and downs, and they've introduced AI. People are getting their shop shut down. Luckily, I did not have any of those issues. The only issue I had this year was that my sales declined from 2024. From 2024 to 2025, my sales declined about, I would say by two thirds. So 2024, I made about 45,000. 2025, I made about 12.5 thousand. So great numbers, especially for a lot of people who are like, oh, I can never make any money on Etsy. I make money on Etsy. For me, I didn't put in the work this year, and that's why I didn't make as much money. I don't really think it has a lot to do with the other factors. I have one item that sells super well, and then all of the other items are kind of like second thought items that I just threw in there to get more items in my shop. So I feel like this year, if I put a little bit more effort into it, I will probably get a little bit more reward. So revenue income stream number 2, Etsy. Number 3 is boutiques. And when I say boutiques, I mean like small places around town that I can put a shelf or a rack in, a vendor boutique where they have spaces that you can rent, and you don't, so bottom line, you don't have to be there to sell. In essence, you're swapping your money, which is your rent, for your presence and your time. So while you still do have to produce everything that goes into the boutique, you do not physically have to be there to sell it. So I have 4 locations right now. 2 of them are high performing, like they do really well. 2 of them need some work. So number 3, that makes up, boutiques make about 15% of my revenue. And then number 4, which made the smallest percentage of my income, was vendor markets. So vendor markets are where you go, you set up a tent or a booth or whatever, and then you sell there in person. I did a handful of vendor markets last year. It was my first year really doing more than just like one. 2025, I think I did about maybe five or six. Not like a lot of the people who set up every single weekend and then they travel, and then there's like market season and that's all they do on the weekends is just travel from one market to another. That's not what I did. I only set up really in the local ones, and my primary objective for setting up at these markets was to network locally. So people could put my face with my company name, and they knew who they were reaching out to, and they knew what I could do for them, and just basically to get that conversation started. For me, networking when I first started my business was huge. And I always strongly encourage networking, whether it be at a vendor market or a networking event, or maybe something that's going on in your town that you can, just kind of chit chat with people. I always recommend doing things like that. So number 4 was vendor markets. So now that we're at the end, I am going to share my bonus information with you, and that is what I plan on doing in 2026 to continue to be profitable within my home-based embroidery business. So number 1, I plan on ramping these boutiques up. And when I say ramping up, I feel like last year I missed out on a lot of sales because I was not keeping the booth stocked. My things in the booth were selling, my items, my sweatshirts, my hats, all the things I made, they were selling, but I was spreading myself too thin to be able to stock these booths the way that they needed to be stocked. So this year, I am going to focus more on making sure that those vendor booths are fully stocked with multiple sizes, multiple items, multiple colors of my best sellers, just so I don't miss out on sales. I feel like that's one of the biggest things that I missed out on last year that I could have increased my revenue with if I would have had more time to do that. So that's number 1. So increase stock in my boutiques and focus on the highest revenue earning locations. But number 2 is Etsy. I plan on adding more items of value. And when I say value, I mean that they've proven to sell in person with the events that I've done, with the boutiques that I'm in. I know that people want them. So work on those. And then also work on variations of some of my best-selling items. So if you're interested in some of my best-selling items, let me know in the comments and I will share that information with you. And then number 3, I'm also going to be focusing on, obviously, YouTube, teaching my craft, my knowledge, how I run my business, helping you to run your business or to grow or to, maybe just get to a point where you're comfortable taking custom orders or just going to a market and selling at a market or approaching a boutique owner and saying, hey, I'd love to sell in your store. Is that something that you're open to? I just really want to spread what I know. So number 4, I will also be focusing on some digital files. So in the past, last year and the beginning of this year, I have offered custom sweatshirts where I actually digitize the files myself. And if you're not familiar with digitizing, it's basically converting an art file, so like an SVG or a PNG or JPEG, something like that, into a file that your embroidery machine can read. And over the past year, I have been using my art skills that I have. So I have some graphic design skills, and I have been applying that to digitizing, which I would say they kind of complement each other, both of those skills. So this year, my plan is to possibly start selling some of those files. I will still be embroidering the shirts, selling those on Etsy or locally or whatever, wherever. But I may also introduce the digital files as well to give people an opportunity to buy that file if they have an embroidery machine so that they can, create those for either themselves or for their, online presence. So those are my 4 areas that I'm really going to try to concentrate on is a recap, my high performing boutiques, keeping those stocked, keeping those sales up. Number 2, Etsy and my online sales. Number 3, teaching is what I just had mentioned, and I am super excited to be able to do that with you. And then number 4 is my digital files, the files I create to actually embroider. I just wanted to say thank you for being here for my very first video. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. And then also, if you have any questions about anything that I talked about today, please leave it in the comments and I will either respond or I will create another video explaining. I'm here to help you and to share what I know and to create a community. So I just really look forward to hearing from all of you. Thank you so much for watching my video. Bye. Hey guys. To keep my business profitable. That was so loud.